The trading station orbiting Proxima Centauri hummed with the voices of 100 species. Anna Martinez navigated through the crowded marketplace, her diplomatic credentials hanging from her neck like a fragile shield. She was 24, fresh from the Terran Embassy training program, and this was her first solo mission to negotiate a mining contract. She didn't notice the Krathian warrior until his massive clawed hand seized her collar. Human filth, the 8-foot reptilian snarled, lifting her off her feet with terrifying ease. His scales were the color of dried blood, and his breath reeked of sulfur. You think you can waltz into our sector and steal our resources? Anna's training kicked in. Don't show fear. Maintain diplomatic protocols. She kept her voice steady despite dangling 3 feet off the ground. I'm Ambassador Anna Martinez of Earth. Release me immediately, or this will be considered an act of war. The Krathian laughed, a sound like grinding stones. The crowd had gone silent. Market vendors, Cillian merchants, Torgathy traders, even the usually aggressive Venturi backed away. No one interfered with a Krathian warrior. Their species had conquered 14 star systems through pure brutality. War. The warrior shook her like a rag doll. Your pathetic species barely has 3 colonies. We could. He never finished the sentence. Anna's hand moved in a blur. Her fingers struck 3 precise points on the warrior's wrist nerve clusters that Dr. Daniel Chen had mapped during his xenobiology research. The Krathian's grip went slack. As Anna dropped, she pivoted and delivered a palm strike to the warrior's solar plexus, followed by a sweep that should have been impossible against something so massive. The Krathian warrior crashed to the station floor with a thunderous impact that shook the deck plating. Anna stood over him, breathing hard, her diplomatic jacket torn, but her expression calm. On Earth, we have a saying, don't start fights you can't finish. The warrior tried to rise, tried to speak, tried to roar his fury. Nothing came out. His jaw worked soundlessly, eyes widening in confusion and then terror. He clutched at his throat, the rage in his eyes transforming into something humans knew well, fear. 12 hours later, Daniel Chen stood in the medical bay, studying the unconscious Krathian with fascination. The young xenobiologist adjusted his glasses, his dark eyes scanning the data streaming across holographic displays. Remarkable, he murmured. Ambassador Martinez, do you realize what you've done? Anna sat on an examination table, ice pack pressed to her bruised ribs. Defended myself using the techniques you published in the Xenobiology Quarterly. Daniel nodded, a slight smile crossing his face. Yes, but there's more. The Krathian vocal cords are connected to a complex neural pathway that regulates their aggression hormones. When you struck those specific pressure points, you didn't just damage his voice, you disrupted his entire biochemical warfare response, meaning he literally cannot feel rage anymore. For a Krathian warrior, well, it's like you've severed his identity. Daniel pulled up a neural scan, pointing to darkened areas. See these sections. Completely dormant. He's physiologically incapable of aggression now. Anna felt a chill. Is it permanent? Unknown. Krathian physiology is resilient, but you've essentially performed unintentional neurosurgery through pressure point manipulation. It's unprecedented. A chime interrupted them. Station Commander Thelax, a wise old Cillian with crystalline skin, entered the medical bay. His expression was grave. Ambassador Martinez, Dr. Chen, we have a situation. The situation, as it turned out, was political wildfire. The Krathian Empire had demanded Anna's immediate execution for witchcraft and assault. 17 member species of the Galactic Council had submitted motions ranging from condemning Earth to recommending Anna for a medal. The trading station had become the center of the biggest diplomatic incident in 50 years, and it all stemmed from one simple fact. Humans had demonstrated that the unconquerable Krathian warriors could be defeated with nothing but knowledge and precision. Daniel worked frantically in his lab, analyzing the data, while Anna prepared for her hearing before the Galactic Council. They met in her quarters the night before the trial. I've figured something out, Daniel said, spreading holographic anatomical charts across the table. It's not just the Krathian. Look, Venturi, Torgathy, even the Cillians. They all have similar vulnerable neural pathways. Species across the galaxy evolved with natural weapons, armor, size, or toxins. But humans ... double quotes we evolved with precision, Anna finished, understanding dawning. We don't have claws or scales or venom. We have dexterity, knowledge, and the ability to find the exact right spot to apply pressure. Exactly. Every alien species at the Council is suddenly realizing that physical intimidation doesn't work on humans. We're not strong, but we're surgical. Daniel's eyes gleamed with scientific excitement. Anna, you've changed the galactic power dynamic with one self-defense move. The Galactic Council chamber was a massive sphere where representatives floated in gravity-neutral zones. Anna stood in the central platform, surrounded by the galaxy's most powerful beings. The Krathian ambassador, a female even larger than the warrior Anna had fought, spoke first. This human used Forbidden's techniques to permanently damage a decorated warrior. She must face Krathian justice. Anna took a breath. Honorable Council members, I used no weapons, no technology, only the knowledge that Dr. Daniel Chen of Earth freely published in scientific journals available to all species. If that warrior had read xenobiology instead of relying on brute force, he would have known his own vulnerabilities. A ripple of reaction flowed through the chamber. The Cillian counselor spoke, her voice like wind chimes. The human makes a point. Knowledge is not a weapon. It is a tool she used violently. The Krathian ambassador roared, a tool she used defensively. Anna corrected. I was attacked. I defended myself. If the Krathian Empire wishes to argue that self-defense is a crime, then perhaps we need to reconsider their membership in a council supposedly dedicated to peaceful cooperation. The vote was closer than expected, but ultimately, Anna was exonerated. More importantly, 36 species immediately requested access to Daniel's research. The Terran embassy was flooded with applications for cultural exchange programs. And the warrior. He recovered his voice after 6 weeks, but something fundamental had changed. He requested asylum on Earth, claiming he wanted to learn the human way, to fight with knowledge rather than rage. 6 months later, Anna and Daniel stood on the observation deck of the new Terran embassy station. Below them, Earth gleamed blue and beautiful. They're calling it the Martinez Protocol now, Daniel said, reading from his tablet. 17 different species have adopted self-defense training based on your encounter. Anna smiled. Our encounter. I just applied your research. We make a good team. Daniel glanced at her. The Council has requested we conduct joint training seminars across the galaxy. Humanity's first export isn't weapons or technology, Anna mused. It's the idea that precision beats power. Fuck yeah, Daniel said quietly. And they both laughed. In the grand scope of galactic history, it was a small moment, one human defending herself against one alien warrior. But it was enough. It was always enough. Because humanity's greatest strength wasn't in building bigger ships or deadlier weapons. It was in understanding exactly where to strike to make the impossible possible, and the galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again.